Welcome back, everyone. Next, we have an update from Steppe Gold Limited, which trades on the OTCQX under the symbol STPGF and on the TSX under the symbol STGO, and is Mongolia's premier precious metals company. Happy to welcome back Executive VP and Director, Aneel Singh. Nice to see you again, Aneel.
You too, Anna. Thank you.
All right. Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Sure. I think we're going to present a quick video at the beginning.
Yes,
here.
Dear Steppe Gold shareholders, today we are excited to announce that we have passed the first 100,000 ounces of gold production from phase 1 of the STGO gold mine.
It's been a journey and hard work for the Steppe team to gain the trust, build strong relationship with local communities, and build the mine from project to production during lockdowns and travel restrictions. Today we are proud of our strong social license and local support in our home country, with 99% of all our employees being Mongolian nationals and 75% from the local communities. Steppe Gold has become one of the largest job providers and taxpayers in the region, raising over $90 million through equity and generating $188 million in revenue. Recently, the company secured $150 million of project financing for phase 2 expansion at the STGO gold mine.
Now we are even more excited and confident that we can build and complete the fully financed phase 2 expansion of the STGO gold mine on time and under budget.
The phase 2 expansion will triple our current production to over 100,000 ounces for 12 years, producing over 1.2 million ounces of gold equivalent and generating $2.2 billion in revenue. With the new flotation plant commissioning by the end of 2025, this is the beginning of a new chapter for Steppe, which will deliver significant growth in gold production and maximize shareholder value.
We are proud of the Steppe Gold team for their hard work, and we are very grateful to all our shareholders for investing with us in the company.
Together we look forward to the next milestone of the first million ounces produced and delivered safely, while creating sustainable value to all our stakeholders and partners.
Congratulations to all Steppe Gold stakeholders, and thank you very much for your support and trust in the company. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to hear the Steppe Gold update. We've presented over the last few months at this conference to get obviously more exposure. We are a gold and silver producer, as you saw from the videos, and you heard from our co-founder, chairman and CEO, Bata Tumar Osher, who's a Mongolian national and really runs a show down in Mongolia, where we've had tremendous success building our first mine, and now we're fully funded to bring our second larger operation online in the coming years. By the second half of 2025, we'll take our production profile from circa 30,000 ounces per year, 25 to 30,000 ounces today that we're producing commercially and profitably, to over 100,000 ounces for an additional 12 years of mine life that is continuing to grow. So we are now, I would say, a relevant gold and silver producer that has a funded expansion and has a profile that goes over 100,000 ounces for over 10 years of mine life with a significant amount of margin. That's, I would say, a fantastic result that our team's achieved in the last few years with all the challenges that exist in the world today. So Steppe Gold, as I mentioned, is a gold and silver producer focused on Mongolia, where we bought our first greenfield asset in 2017, built it in 2018 and 2019, and brought it online in 2020, and have since produced over 100,000 ounces of gold from our starter mine, our phase 1 operation, which will continue to operate for the next 2 years while we bring our phase 2, really the meat of the company, online, which is fully permitted, already in construction, and more importantly, fully funded. We were able to raise $150 million US debt-only package to fully fund that expansion this summer. We announced that with our first draw just under a month ago. We announced a $9.6 million US first draw on that project financing. So really something we're trying to educate the investor community on is that, you know, there's not many companies that were able to achieve what we have in a very tough climate, let alone raise double our market cap in project financing, $150 million US in an equity-friendly deal that minimizes and mitigates that massive dilution at these low levels that the market's seeing. So a fantastic result for our team and a great path forward. So very quickly started the company at the end of 2016. 2017, we acquired our first two assets. 2018, we went public at $2 Canadian a share in May 2018 when gold was circa $1,250, $1,300. We had all the risk of building a mine, CapEx, finance, build, permitting risk, and here we are, have been in production successfully for a few years now, and now we have about 14 years of mine life ahead of us, generating cash flow along the way, and more importantly, we have very strong alignment from our management team and board. We own 20% of the company today, have never sold a share, and we've been public since for about 5.5 years. So that alignment, I think, is very, very critical to show you that we feel a pain when the markets are weak like they are today, but there's a big path forward. Our team has already built and sold another company in Mongolia in 2011 called Hunu Coal. That was a $500 million cash sale. So we really know what we're doing in Mongolia. That is, in our eyes, one of the last frontiers for mining, underexplored, resource-rich, home to world-class assets, discoveries, and mines like one of the biggest copper gold mines in the world, Oyu Tolgoi, that Rio Tinto operates. And what Steppe Gold wants to do is replicate that in the precious metal space and build and discover more precious metals assets, that there's more to be discovered, more to be built. So besides ourselves as an ownership, we have very strong blue chip investors, including Eric Sprott, who owns about 9% of our company, Fidelity Investments, Lim Advisors, Elliott Management, and other groups of family offices. All of them who've come in at much higher prices than today. And so there's an opportunity for investors to get into a stock that's now de-risked from a funding point of view, has a lot of room to grow, low valuation, and blue chip investors that are highly supportive going forward and have a higher cost base. So I think that's very important to acknowledge in what is now a very strong gold price environment with hitting new highs like we are today going to year end. I think 2024 is going to be certainly a big year for a lot of gold companies like ourselves who have production, expansion, funding, so a lot of torque and leverage. So very quickly, we have two assets in Mongolia. The ATO mine that's in production and expanding is the ATO gold mine up top there in the far northeast of the country. And we have a second exploration license, 14,400 hectares exploration license in the southwest of the country. Besides that, we've added a 2.5 million ounce deposit in Peru at about $6 an ounce. So we're about 4.5 million plus ounces on our balance sheet today with production and circa 85 million Canadian or 60 million US market cap with all this execution. So a fantastic story. You've seen the video, so I won't go through too many slides of what our operations look like. You can see it's a shallow open pit oxide mine for the next couple of years, as it has been for the last few years. And now we're expanding into sulfides, 300 meter at depth open pit, including all 4 deposits. So very exciting to seamlessly expand into that over the next couple of years with a lot of optionality on our additional assets in country. And last but not least, we are dual listing in Hong Kong in Q2, Q3 of next year, which will bring a lot more liquidity and we think also close the valuation gap. This is an update. So obviously I'm available. My contact details are available. So if anyone wants any further updates, we're always available for conference calls. And please reach out. And with that, Anna, in case there's any questions, I'm happy to address them before my time's up.
Thank you, Aneel. We do have some questions for you. I don't know how much time we have, but let's jump in. Israel Young wants you to go back over that milestone that was announced in the first sentence of your video. Can you say what that was again?
Yes, that was the milestone of hitting 100,000 ounces of production from our starter mines. We've already produced over 100,000 ounces from our oxide mine that's been in production since April 2020, so profitably and successfully.
Perfect. Frank Miles asks, what is your production cost per ounce currently? And understanding you're in Mongolia, do you see any labor shortage as an issue in the future?
Yeah, so right now we're roughly $850 all in cost. You can see that from our financials, right from 2020 to our last quarter, Q3 of this year. So we are profitable. We have a high margin all-in cost, and will be about $900 all-in cost for our phase 2. That's over 100,000 ounces. And then the second question on labor, no issues. Actually, Oyu Tolgoi employs 15,000 locals. We've now created 350 local jobs, and we're doubling that in the next 2 years. So there is a skilled labor force. There's a labor force that's willing to be educated. So no shortage. And our goal is to remain 99 to 99.5% local.
And John wants to know, what are the terms on the debt? Is it backed by stock or not convertible and backed by assets?
Yeah, it's fully secured. It's a normal project financing, senior secured debt facility. There's no conversion of those debt tranches into any equity. So it's not a convertible debt, straight term debt. 3 tranches of 50 million for a total of 150 million US. That allows us to pay back by 2032 with interest-only payments from now as we draw. So we've drawn down on 9.6 million, and as we continue to draw, which will probably be another major announcement in the coming 1 to 2 months, which is further progress and expansion, we're only paying interest only, which we're servicing from our current cash flow, and we'll pay principal plus that interest, continued interest, once we've commissioned this expansion 6 months post-commissioning. So very favorable terms.
All right, Aneel, thank you so much for your update. We look forward to hearing more from you in 2024.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Stay with us. We'll be right back with our last